Hello, everyone. Hello, Dave. Nice
Hello.
to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you at the meetup.
Yeah, really, I also glad to see you. Today we have our second interview with David Weiss, Flat Earth Dave. From our first interview, we already know that the Earth is flat and stationary. No doubt about this.
No doubt.
At least for me and for you, I guess. Yeah, today we'll talk about some details and some other things.
Okay.
First question about moon. We know that the sun is a source of life on our Earth. All living being on the Earth cannot exist without sun. What about the moon? What functions of the moon? What is it, flat or sphere? What does it made from? What is the nature of the moonlight? And why we can see only one side of the moon? A lot of questions.
So many questions. So the moon is the biggest mystery, I think, on flat Earth. I don't even think that the moon that we see is a physical moon. And there's lots of little experiments we can do to kind of show that. You know, one observation is during the new moon, during a total eclipse, when it's blocking the sun, how come we can't see it? It should be lit up by the Earth shine. The reflection of Earth in the heliocentric model should light up the moon, but we don't see it. So I don't believe that the moon that we see is a physical object, or when there's a new moon, that there is a moon at all. The other thing is the sun gives us life on Earth. Without the sun, there'd be no life. It goes deeper than that. The sun is electric. The sun and the moon are the anode and cathode of the Earth battery system. And that's just one level of what it is. I think that the moon is also tied to fertility. It has to do with delivering and removal of souls on Earth. Now, this is me saying that. There's lots of other researchers, even ancient religions, or not even that ancient, that feel the same way. So, the moon is women's fertility cycles line up with the moon cycles. It's very interesting. So, what is the moon? You got me.
Yeah, okay. And also there is a theory that on the moon is shown mirrored map of our whole Earth, where we can see known lands where we live and possible other lands we don't know about yet. What can you say about this?
Yeah, so this is from the Iwaranon videos, went over it. There was Divergent. I forget the channel that did it, but they claim that the moon is a reflection or an image of the Earth, and there are a lot of similarities. But it's also, are we forcing it? To me, there's too many similarities to rule it out. And the idea that this is our world, we live here inside of this circle, and this is our world. Now, the map looks a little off to me, but maybe it's a map when, from an earlier time, or when the water levels were different and the continent shapes were different. I don't know. But the idea that our North Pole, which is right here, migrates around this red circle in the great year, 25,000 years, makes a lot of sense. And if you're familiar with the famous clock in Prague, it's depicting this. It shows this cycle. So we live here, and in 12,000 years, our world, our sun is going to be circling out here. And so this will be the new pond, and this will be an Iceland. This will be, an ice age. So interesting, lots of stuff there. If you look in the app and watch, or you can basically go anywhere, but if you watch the Iwaranon, The Lost History of Flat Earth, that series is absolutely amazing, which is right here, The Lost History of Flat Earth. That'll bring you down a rabbit hole so deep you'll never see the light of day again.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, good. Did you watch the whole thing? The first one, 5 hours?
No, not whole thing, just maybe about half of them.
Yeah, keep watching and then watch it again.
Yeah.
Because I'm on my next time I watch, it'll be my fourth time. And it's interesting. And here's the thing about truth, Olga. So many researchers have done so much good work, and sometimes they might say something that you disagree with, or maybe it's not even true. Maybe not only you disagree with it, maybe it's wrong. That's okay. Push that aside, keep the good stuff, eliminate the bad stuff, and then come up with your own story of the world. There's so much to learn. There's so much truth out there, and people get lost with, well, there's no curvature, no spin. We can see too far. Water lays level, but the I can't explain the motion of the lights in the sky. Therefore, the Earth is a globe, right? That's throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Makes no sense.
So this is a completely different theory. If we look on the moon as a map, where is the ice Antarctic wall on this map? On the moon.
Let me go back to that. So the Antarctic wall is just the shoreline of our known world. So here we are. The ice wall would be here. This would be the shoreline of Antarctica. Okay, because our sun, this is our North Pole. Our sun goes around the North Pole, oscillating in and out. And it melts out this big puddle. So all of this green land is melted world, with land and water. Anything outside of here, the sun never gets close enough. So this is all frozen. And so as this moves around, the ice wall, the shoreline, the ice that surrounds our ocean, that keeps the oceans in, it moves with the North Pole.
Oh, so this wall also will be moving.
Yeah, and again, it's not a wall. Imagine you go out on a big football field and it's covered with ice, just a frozen middle of the winter, frozen field, and you light a fire, and it melts out an area, it melts out a circle, right? Right, and then that's our world, that's our pond, and you put all the islands in there, and if you move that fire around or a heat lamp, it would melt out a nice big circle, and then the edge of that circle, that pond, that all that melted water is frozen. That's the ice wall. It's just a shoreline, the frozen shoreline that surrounds our world.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, questions about gravity. Does it exist?
So
and why all things falling toward the Earth, not to the opposite direction?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So, in the heliocentric world, they talk about, first they told us Isaac Newton discovered gravity when an apple fell on his head. He's like, oh, there must be mass attracting mass. And then recently they changed it to Einsteinian gravity, which is the bending of space-time. And they show us like a cannonball on a fabric, bending it, and then they roll some balls around, and that's the bending of space-time. But that's hypothetical nonsense. What would make it bend the fabric? What fabric? The fabric of space that way. Why wouldn't it bend it this way or that way or that way? It's all hypothetical, theoretical, absolute and total made up nonsense. So what is gravity? Well, the Earth has a testable, measurable, scientifically provable negative charge to it. The Earth does not move. Okay. The sky has a positive charge to it, whether it's the dome or just the sky itself has a positive charge. So anything you lift up off the floor is now surrounded in that positive field. Okay. Helium, hydrogen, are very light. Well, the air is more dense than them, and that would just go up because the density is attracted to the ground. But anything else that's more dense than the surrounding air or more dense than water will go down because the Earth says, hey, come to me, the negative charge, come to me this way, and I'm not moving, right? So anything else is going to move towards the Earth. So it sets the it sets the down direction. So let me show you a little experiment we did. Hold on. So this is we got a bunch of balloons, helium balloons, and they're holding this wire which has a pin. It basically, we just had like a button on it, and it's balanced off the floor. Okay, so the balloons are holding it up. Now we're adding a positive charge to it, and as we add a positive charge, it gets more dense.
Oh.
It goes down, and then when we discharge it, it goes back up. Now, did we change the mass? No, we just changed its potential charge. And if you look at all of the atoms, all the way up from hydrogen all the way up to the heaviest atom, as they go up, the electric charge of them changes and gets more and more. It gets more and more attracted to the negative charge of the Earth. It gets more dense, if you will. It's electric potential. So that right there is a great experiment showing you that maybe it's not this stupid gravity idea that they told us, that it's more of an electromagnetic feature. So here's another one where we took a tin foil and we put a negative charge into it, and it goes up. Is it defying gravity or is it defying electromagnetism? Electricity and magnetism are the only known forces, the only testable, observable, repeatable, scientifically provable forces. Okay, so the Earth has a testable, measurable, scientifically provable negative charge to it. The Earth is scientifically provably not moving. Okay, and so anything up in the air. Now MIT just did an experiment where they made a plane that has no moving parts. No moving parts. They just changed the electric field of the plane and it goes up in the air. They call it the ionic wind. Okay. They're not defying gravity. They're defying an electromagnetic Earth. And now buoyancy and density do sort everything else out. They say the gravity's weak, but its force is, I don't know, I forget what it is. It's just a weak force. Well, the electric attraction of the Earth is thousands of times stronger than gravity, than what they say gravity is. Okay, so that right there is enough evidence for me to prove. There no scientific proof has ever been done proving mass attracting mass, or the hypothetical nonsense of the bending of space-time. Absolute and total nonsense.
Yeah, this gravity is so stupid.
It's so stupid. Yes.
Yeah, gravity can hold all oceans, but cannot hold some small bird.
Yeah, and Olga, and the people that are indoctrinated and trust what they read in books supplied by the Rockefellers will call you stupid, saying that you're stupid, you don't know. And what do they know? They just know what they read in books. I did an interview. Wasn't it supposed to be an interview with the guy that calls himself Professor Dave, and his only proof was he read it in books. He read it in books. I saw. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's pathetic. Just be glad that you're on the right side of the fence. And the right side of the fence is the reality of our world is an amazing place.
Yeah, I'm happy with I realized all the things. Yeah. And also interesting question about Australia. I watched some of your podcasts when you and other guys discussed about Australia. It was very interesting, but I cannot find this interview.
What was the question?
About Australia.
What about it?
Australia. It was named "What's Wrong with Australia?" And finally, you came, everything wrong with Australia, everything not how they tell about Australia.
So, well, I mean, one of the globe proofs is that toilets spin backwards in Australia, the Coriolis effect. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, this is also, and also there is theory Australia connected to Antarctica, but on the map, I don't see this connection. In Australia is very special. There are different animals and plants that exist only in Australia, not other continents.
Right. Well, that's also that's like Madagascar. Those are isolated areas. But what I found interesting is on a ball Earth, equal latitudes north and equal latitudes south should have the same amount of plant and animal life and weather, but they don't. I think it's 60 degrees north There's buffalo and bison and plants and people and all sorts of stuff, countless varieties of vegetation. And at 60 degrees south, there's nothing. There's nothing, no animals, maybe some penguins, but no plants grow or anything. Well, that makes sense on a flat earth. It makes no sense on a globe earth.
What are all these fences in Australia? Do you have explanation on this?
All what? I'm not sure what you're asking.
Fences in Australia, a lot of fences.
Fences.
Yes, and they explain this is from wild dogs or something like this. And nobody allowed it to go beyond these fences.
I don't know anything about this. I'd love to hear about it.
Oh, really? Oh, you should learn about this.
Send me some stuff. I'm open to see, but that sounds very interesting. Maybe Australia is connected. I don't know.
Yeah. There is a big fence. I'm not sure where is this because the map of Australia is wrong. What they show us.
Right. Wow. You know what? That now you've just opened a new rabbit hole and probably ruined the rest of my day. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you should learn. It's very interesting. I always was wondering.
Will you send me some information on it?
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And also about emergency landings. I know there is a book by A.D. Alencar, 16 emergency landings proving flat Earth.
Right.
Can you tell about this?
Yeah, this is the book. It's free online. Just look it up, or you can buy it on lulu.com. I love it. It's a great coffee table book because then when anyone picks it up, they become a flat earther. But what it shows is, now, did we go over last time? Did we go over the flight routes, the southern flight routes? I think we did. So what happens is sometimes on an airplane, there's an emergency and they need to land. Someone's having a baby, someone's having a heart attack, whatever it is. So here's a flight from New York to Hawaii. And for some reason, they landed all the way up in Seattle, which is like 1,000 miles out of the way. So if you look at the times and everything on the flights, it doesn't make any sense how they got to Seattle. And if you look at it on a flat earth, New York, Seattle's right on the way. So that, maybe that's just a coincidence. Well, here's another one. They went way out of the way to Moscow. Well, Moscow is directly on the flight path from the origin to the destination, right? Here's one from Tokyo. They went all the way up to Alaska, right? But on a flat earth, Tokyo, right here, here's Alaska, right there. This has happened again and again. It's happened 17 times now, but the book shows 16 of them. Here's another one. And all of the, I'm just a guy on the internet telling you this, but he's got all of the articles, all of the news reports, all of the information, the flight data, everything. And he has each one broken out. This one, they went all the way up to Calgary. I don't know. That's got to be 1,500, 2,000 miles out of the way. That's hours out of the way. But if you look at it, it's on a straight, it's on the flight path. Now they'll say, well, the Great Circle, goes up and over and that's the way it goes. Well, that makes no sense on a globe. Get a string on a globe and look at it. But again, you're looking at it, none of the continents are even in the right place on the globe. But on a flat earth, they're all a straight line. What are the odds of that happening? What are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, they explain they need to be close to some airport in case of an emergency. They explain this. Right.
Absolute insanity.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep. Here's the same one, the same thing. China to Taiwan, China to LA, and it stopped in Alaska. Okay. Alaska's up here.
Yeah, this is laughable.
makes no sense at all. So this is a great book. It's available in the app. You can find it there. And once you look into this, here's the thing: belief is the enemy of knowing, as Crow 777 Radio says. But your ego is the protector of belief, because once you realize that you've been lied to your whole life, the question is your ego going to allow you to admit it, or are they going to invoke some sort of defense system so you don't have to really, uproot your life. People try to build a world of safety and belief around them. Like when you go outside and go to the supermarket, you have a belief that, oh, it's easy to get there. You're safe. You know the way. No one's going to attack you. But when that's your belief system and it works. But if you believe you're on a spinning ball flying through an infinite space vacuum, which is insanity. If I'm to understand that the earth is flat, literally rips apart your entire world belief, and everything that you've created in your mind is based on that ball. Now, everything that you've created in your mind works perfectly on a flat earth. It actually doesn't work on a ball. Flat earth is a safer, better place where you're actually way more powerful than they led you to believe. So once you understand that, and once you lay down your ego and face the reality that you're at the center of creation, then everything gets better. As I say to everybody, Olga, how long have you known the earth is flat?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, from 2014.
2014. So you've been here a long time. Have you been bored for 1 minute between then and now? Have you ever been bored? Like nothing to do?
No,
never. Flat earthers are never bored because
it's a lot of things to discuss and to learn a lot of things.
Right. There's no time. I mean, if I had, if days were 48 hours instead of 24 hours, I'd still run out of time.
Yeah, and always coming something new. Like,
right. And now today I got to go freaking look at fences in Australia. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, this you must see. This is something, this is a long fences and nobody allowed to go beyond them. I think they have electricity, something.
Wow.
And,
I'm actually doing a podcast tonight on Beth Martin's channel with Autodidactic Campbell from Australia. I'm going to have to ask him about this.
Yes.
I'll be on tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Everything I read about this, nobody knows. Only official theory is protecting from wild dogs or some wild animals. But this is stupid.
I have not heard about that at all. So now you got my curiosity piqued.
Yeah. Okay. Next time, maybe you tell what you find.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I always learn something new from your channel. Like from your recent video, I knew they are going to fake non-stop flight from Buenos Aires, Argentina to Perth, Australia, supposedly through Antarctica.
Well,
why they need to fake it? Don't they have enough proofs for ball? Did they invite flat earthers?
Yeah. And by the way, it's just us, the flat earthers, that are saying they're going to fake it. They haven't done it yet, and the thing is, if flat earth was so stupid, why would they be making such a big deal about this? Flat earth is stupid. Why is this rare flight or never flight only happening, in the future, and it hasn't happened yet? Why are they making a big deal of it? It's because it's nonsense, is why.
Yes. So why they need this fake, to do this fake?
Well, they need it because it'll prove it'll make the non-critical thinkers go, yeah, the earth is flat. This flight would be impossible. But here's the thing, Olga, we have to believe that planes haven't gotten any faster in the last 50 years. Okay. They could have planes that can, a private plane like that can maybe fly twice the speed that they're telling us, but the specs will say it doesn't. Okay. Right. They have the technology to make planes that go much faster. So they say this plane goes 600 miles an hour. What if it goes 1,500 miles per hour? Okay. At altitude, thinner air, crazy. And then it could go. And it can, if it goes 1,500 miles an hour, that cuts the time in half. Right?
Yeah.
So Let's
Yeah.
let's bring a real flat earther on that flight, or let a flat earther come and spray paint the flight just before it takes off. Okay, spray paint some designs on there and see what happens.
Yeah, I saw in your video. So they're going to make like two airplanes. One is starting, another is landing.
They can do all sorts of things. They can fake all sorts of stuff. So, like, who knows? Who knows? But for me, my idea on how they do it with twins or people, masked or deep fake video or whatever, that would be a physical plane showing up at the destination when it supposedly couldn't. But again, it doesn't. I don't even think they have a plane that can go that fast, but they might. There's so many ways to fake it. It's unbelievable. Now, if they want to prove the earth is flat, let's get a cruise ship and take a cruise ship on that route. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if the cruise ship can get there, because a cruise ship, let's say it goes 20 miles an hour. If it went 40 miles an hour, you would know it because you have something to compare it to. But it being in space, being in high altitude, not space, you can't tell how fast you're going. If they want to prove that the earth is a ball, what they would do is, the easiest way is to get a bunch of flat earthers, a bunch of scientists, get everybody, an approved jury, if you will, and fly around Antarctica, bring everybody here to, the base they have here, fuel up 2 planes, have one fly just off the shore, about 1,000 feet in the air, low as they can fly, so we can see the land the whole time. And everybody looks out the window and sees the land and confirms that they're following the shoreline. And then here, they go this way with another plane, right? This is only 10,000 miles around. So 5,000 miles later, 10 hours, the both planes should meet over here. But it's not going to happen because Antarctica isn't shaped like that. Antarctica is more like 60,000 miles around, maybe even more, right? And so the planes can't do that. They'll never do it. They'll say it's too dangerous. They'll make up excuses, or they'll do it without any real researchers on. They'll lie about it. Let's go. This whole flat earth thing could be resolved in one day with 2 airplanes. That's it.
Yeah, but they cannot do this.
Yeah.
We know. Yeah, and the next question about chemtrails. What do we know about these chemtrails for today? They claim this is conspiracy theory. What's the purpose? Do they want to block the sun, to spray chemicals?
Well, that's a good question, and usually there's multiple things. As far as what chemtrails are, what the spraying of our skies, there's maybe many programs going on. Maybe there's a program going on that's not run by people from this inner space. Maybe it's being run by beings from the outer space, beyond Antarctica, not in space. One of the things they do is they do control the weather with it. Maybe they're blocking out the sky. Every time there's like an alignment or an eclipse, we get heavy spraying and we don't get to see it. So maybe they're hiding stuff. Maybe they're poisoning us. Maybe they're controlling the weather. Maybe they're doing all three. Maybe they're disconnecting us, right? We're electrical beings in this living system, and we're connected to all of the wandering stars, all named after gods, also called planets. And we're connected to all of these luminaries in the sky. All of this is a big electrical system, and they're spraying stuff in between. Maybe they're using it to disconnect us. Maybe they're fluoridating our pineal gland, which is our Wi-Fi antenna. Okay, they're polluting us with all sorts of frequencies and toxins and all sorts of stuff. But here's the thing: I've been screaming about chemtrails for 2 decades now, and everyone says it's a conspiracy theory. Well, it shows how lazy people are. They admit that they're doing it now. They have patents for it. They announced that they're going to do it to try to cool the planet off. Okay. They have chemical formulas. They admit that they can make it rain. They admit that they put out fires in Australia years ago using this spraying system, using this weather control. They admit all of this. There's patents, there's proof and admission. And then the unresearched NPC globe believers go, oh, that's a conspiracy theory, right? And because they weaponize these terms, oh, chemtrail, you're a chemtrail, conspiracy. No, this is all admitted, unclassified stuff. So to say anyone that says chemtrails are a conspiracy theory, they're an idiot.
Yeah, we can see here in New York, we also have this.
It's horrible. It's horrible here. We're not far apart. We're not far apart.
Almost every day.
Yeah. It's like when there's a beautiful day in the summer, I'm like, let's go outside before they screw up the sky. And usually they screw up the sky before we can even get outside.
I heard some theory that these clouds forming from chemtrails. If no chemtrails, would be no clouds.
Well,
will be always sun.
Sometimes we have these beautiful cumulus clouds with nice sharp edges to it, just like we did when we were kids. And then the chemtrails will come in and they turn into a slurry. All those clouds just lose their form. They turn into like a slurry in the sky, and the sky becomes gray. And they could watch it happen, and people still don't see it, right? People look up and they're like, oh, it's a beautiful day, beautiful cumulus clouds. And 20 minutes later, they look up, they go, oh, it's getting cloudy. It's getting foggy, right? And they don't see the lines doing this. They see this is and in my opinion, there's the heavens above. The non-physical world is right here. And these chemtrails are literally a war that's going on right in front of us with the non-physical heavenly area of our world. This is literally a war that's going on. That's how I see it. What are they? Who's doing it? It's a great question.
Yeah, did you see the pictures showing an airplane with some like canistras?
Yeah. So there's so many, again, is that real? Is that really what's going on? Maybe they want us to believe that. Maybe this whole chemtrail thing is something completely done by other things. I've seen video where there's like no airplane, there's like an orb, and then the chemtrails are coming out. But also I've been on an airplane and I saw below me, above the clouds that were below me, a plane laying out the thickest chemtrail I ever saw. And I couldn't get my camera out in time, but it was laying out this massive, thick line. And there's no way that's condensation or anything, but there's so much going on up there. And again, there's whistleblowers. What's her name? The girl that worked for in the Air Force, and she was a chemicals safety person. Space, not her name, it's right there. And she said at these bases, they were loading these planes with this stuff, and she blew the whistle on it, and a lot of heat came down on her. Megan somebody.
Yeah, they say global warming, we need to block the sun.
Kristen Megan was her name. Kristen Megan, look her up. Yeah, so again, to say it's a conspiracy theory is just ignorance.
Yeah. What about the green agenda? What's the purpose of the green agenda?
The green agenda?
Green agenda of government or globalists. Are there really limits of the oil, water, food on the earth, as they claim?
No. They're lying about the population. They're lying about everything. In America here, every family could have a half an acre in Texas, and Texas would still have a lot of free land.
Yeah.
The whole population of the earth, I don't believe it. But even if it was the population, that they say, it doesn't matter, right? Because the food, stick a seed in the ground, water falls from the sky, and food grows out of the ground, right? There's this whole free energy food system. Energy, there's free energy everywhere. They've stolen that from us. Tesla showed us how it works. There's devices now that you can put 100 watts in and thousands of watts come out. Well, they don't want you to know about over unity devices. Okay. They don't want you to know that there's free energy, that there's no such thing as dinosaur juice, which they call oil, right? Oil is abiotic. The empty oil fields are full again. I'm not sure we should be pulling oil out of the earth. The oil, in my mind, is like the lubricant or the blood of our living planet. And there's no need to pull it out because free energy is here. As you go into Tataria research, The Lost History of Flat Earth, you see all the buildings. They're all machines, living machines, transferring energy and information. And that's how this world was designed to be. But something happened and some evil people kind of took control, and they've hidden that from us. What do people do? People slave their whole life away to work for what? Electricity, food, fuel, and housing, right? That your whole life you're working for that, when all of that is included with this package. We're here, right? It all comes included. It's part of the deal, but they're double billing us for it.
Yeah, I think if God created us, He gave us everything what we need.
Right.
And everything for free.
It's all here. And, if you look at the megalithic structures from the past, the Angkor Wat, Göbekli Tepe, the pyramids, so many different sites. It's hard for me to imagine the creator creating this entire world that has the ability to pull free energy out of the ground, that has this incredible ether that can communicate and heal and all of this, and then just throw some people down here and go, good luck. I hope you figure it out in the next couple thousand years, right? Mm-hmm. Or is it possible in some way? This is just a question. Is it possible, hey, the creator created this place and he laid down some infrastructure. He's like, hey, here's some living buildings. Here's some kingdoms, right? Puts it all together with the information that people need. And like to me, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know, biblically, you'd have to talk about the pre-Adamites where people that lived, before Adam and Eve had all of this information. I don't know. It's very interesting. But, me, if I was a creator, made this incredible earth with all of these amazing things, I'd throw down some infrastructure.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a thought. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I think also 8 billion, 7 billions, it's impossible. There's a wrong number.
Yeah. So
yeah, I saw some video. Some guy, he calculated like from First World War and how many people were there and how many people here, and just impossible become 8 billions.
Right. So let's look at this, and without saying too much, so we don't get any trouble on the YouTubes.
Oh yeah.
They tell us there's 7.8 billion people. Okay, so that's 31,536,000 seconds. That's how many seconds are in a year. So let's say that the companies can make one of these every second. Okay, so there's 5 of these companies. So if they all made one every second without stopping all year long, no time off, no weekends, no holidays, they'd make 157,680,000 per year. So let's pretend that all of these companies had 5 plants each. So they all make 1 per second. So that's 25 of these every second are made. That would be 788,400,000 for the year. Okay. That means it would take 10 years to make enough for 1 dose per person. Okay. And we're 3 years into this and people have 2, 3, 4. Okay. Where did they come from? Where did they come from? Absolute and total nonsense.
Yeah. I heard that some of them injection were just placebo or water, whatever.
That maybe that's a good point. Maybe they did that, but even you got to make those. You got to make the jars. People don't understand large numbers. They never taught us to think in large numbers. That's why people believe, oh, that's Polaris. It's 433 light years away. That's cool. That number is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. And Polaris, they tell it's 433 light years away, but not too long ago, they said it was 320 light years away or whatever. They changed it by a number that's so big that the number, like I think it was 100, a million, 100 light years. Okay. They changed the distance by 100 light years. Okay. But then that's right. Science is always right until they're wrong and then they're right again. Okay. But if a flat earther questions science that has no proof, we're the crazy ones. We're the uneducated ones.
Yeah. They have nothing to say, so they say we're crazy.
They got nothing else other than to insult us. When I go on, when there's Globers that show up in the comments, my only comment to them is that your best proof? You're an idiot. Get out of your mother's basement. You're in it for the money. You don't really believe that, but they never throw out a globe proof. Just one globe proof. One globe proof wins you 3 Bitcoins. Okay. 3 Bitcoins for one globe proof. No one's claimed it yet. Nobody's claimed it.
Yeah. Because there is no one proof. Yeah.
There's no proof. You know it.
Yeah, and also a very interesting topic was new for me when I saw your video about nuclear weapon hoax.
Nuclear weapon, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't know this. It was like a shocked information.
Olga, are you a subscriber to Crow 777 Radio?
Not yet.
You need to be. Crow 777, Crow with 2 R's, CRROW 777 radio.com. He does a podcast 2 a week. And if you just listen, there's just audio too. So that's good because you can pop in an earphone and do your business. You become a completely different person. The information on so many topics that come out of this podcast is literally my best source of research. Jason and Crow together really research stuff and show you. And so they did an episode 53 on no nuke hoax. That was a while ago. And the next episode that's coming out, episode 400, is a new one on the no nukes hoax. And it's going to blow everyone's mind, right? Nuclear bombs don't exist. Hiroshima, Nagasaki were incendiary dynamite bombs. Fukushima and Chernobyl are not radioactive. Okay? They're not plants, people, and animals still live there and they're fine. They're all fine. We have
there are all stories people see people dying.
Yeah, and people, when a dynamite blast goes off, it sends out radiation. It'll burn people. And also, the one way they can easily fake it, blow up a building, blow up a empty field, and then turn on those 5 and then the letter, E, A, B, C, D, E, F. I don't want to say it because the bots will pick it up. Crank those things up and everybody gets radiation burns. So everybody comes out of a certain area where the towers are turned up, their skin is peeling off and they're boiling because their radiation burns and they're like, oh my God, it's nuclear bombs. Listen to those episodes. Then whenever you hear on the news a politician or a news reporter or anybody mention nuclear bomb, you can laugh. You can go, oh my God, that guy's a puppet. Everything he just said is a lie, right? And some of them believe it, but the high up politicians, they all know when Putin mentions nukes, when Biden or anybody mentions nukes, that they're puppets on a stage. Nukes are false evidence appearing real, fear. It's just about fear, false evidence appearing real, FEAR.
Yeah, but what about nuclear plants? They really exist?
Nuclear plants aren't doing a nuclear reaction. They're taking plutonium, which boils water, and then they take the steam and it turns a piston engine. Okay? Nuclear power plants are just a high-tech way of boiling water to turn a steam engine. That's it. If you watch my video, nuclear, Galen Windsor ate plutonium and swam in the radiation, the spent fuel tanks to show that they're not dangerous. Okay. It's all nonsense. It's all, incredible. It's all to instill fear.
Yeah. So radioactivity doesn't exist at all?
Radioactivity exists, but the radioactivity from these nuclear power plants is not dangerous. Okay? It's not dangerous. It's just measuring an energy wave. Think about this. A bomb explodes and they tell us that the half-life is like 11,000 years. Okay. Well, radiation is high energy. Where's that energy coming from? Where's it coming from? Okay. You have to crank power into that. To equate that, like a cell tower cranking out, 500,000 watts will cook your body. That's high energy going in and coming out. Radiation doesn't just come from nothing. Okay. So again, I'm not the expert on this. Go listen to Crow 777 Radio. Listen to 053. And then what's today? Today we're recording on Monday. By the next couple of days, episode 400 is coming out, and it's worth it. It'll alleviate all of your fear. Whenever I hear someone say nuke, I'm like, oh, that I actually laugh. But whenever people say, do you think there's going to be a nuclear war? Their whole body is shutting down. Their whole body is getting ill with fear. Fear will make you sick. Fear will kill you. Fear will shorten your life. Right. But whenever I hear they say nukes, I laugh. I'm like, oh my God, these guys are puppets. They're clowns. Right. And I have no fear whatsoever. Fear is how they control us. Fear will literally turn you into a zombie. Fear will make you succumb to any of these evil people's desires. So like, you know what? I don't want a nuclear bomb. So we should go fight against the Russians. We need to do that. That's nonsense, right? They need us to pound the war drums. They need our permission to go to war. Okay. They need it. And they're using the nuke scare to get everybody on board. After 9/11, we were the terrorist scare, and I pounded the war drums. I'm like, let's go get those guys before I knew any better. Okay. That's what they're trying to do now. And it's not working. People are waking up. So this is actually, I say flat earth is the number one most important topic, because once you wake up to this, you see through all the other deceptions. Right now, the nuke hoax is the biggest thing that should go out there. Find a recording, find something, educate yourself, and then wake up your friends. Because if we quickly wake people up to the nuke hoax, people will not pound the war drums, and their whole war thing will collapse, right? I think it's already in progress. But if you think that nuclear bombs are real right now, you need to go to Crow 777 Radio, 2 hours in Crow, crow777radio.com. Listen to the episode 53 and listen to episode 400. It'll probably be out by the time you hear this. So listen to those, and then you can laugh whenever you hear nuke.
Yeah, I'm already laughing.
You're already laughing. You're there. So isn't it nice not to be afraid of nuclear bombs?
Yeah,
my whole life, everyone deep down inside, this is what deep down inside, their cells are reacting to. Some maniac could blow up the whole world with nuclear bombs. That'd be horrible. An asteroid could hit the earth at any moment and kill us all. We're running out of fuel, and the world is overpopulated, right? All of this stuff is nonsense.
Yeah,
right?
Aliens can come kill us from.
Alien invasion is going to come, right?
Yeah.
They don't. And I'm powerless. I need the government. I need to elect a different leader because he's going to be better than the one before. No, you don't. Don't get involved in any of this. Raise your vibration, and you'll operate on a whole nother level. These lower beings will disappear out of your life. And if we all do that, we leave them behind.
Yeah, well, now I feel like nothing to fear.
Right. There's nothing to fear. There's no nuclear bombs. We're not running out of anything. There's ample water. There's infinite water. They don't want us to know that.
Yeah. And then a lot of lands, you go in Russia like days, and a lot of lands, forests, rivers, lakes, a lot, abundance, everything like for free. Just go, we live there, Yeah. And they tell no, not enough lands.
Yeah, no, there's empty. Like you fly across America here, there's nothing. There's nothing between the East Coast and the West Coast. I mean, little pockets, but it's mostly empty.
Yes, no, because they on purpose put people in the big cities to live in crowded area. And
that's the whole plan. The whole green agenda is to get everybody living in compact cities where they can control us, have us, being tracked and traced and everything. have all of our money controlled digitally. And so if you say something bad, oh, you no longer get internet connection today. You can't take a bus. You can't do this. You can't do that. Right. Or oh, you're not allowed to buy that food. You have to buy this food. Oh, you're eating too much of this. You're doing that. They're trying to control everything. Oh, and people that have their Teslas now, right? Well, guess what? If they take over, they'll be like, oh, Dave's in his Tesla. Well, we need to see him at the police station, and it's just going to drive you to the police station. You have no choice. Okay. Or you're trying to go for a weekend trip out into the country, and it gets all of a sudden the car stops and goes, oh no, you're not allowed to go here. Turn around and go back to the city. Right. That's how they want to control us. They want to control us where we own nothing, and and supposedly we're going to be happy about that. It's all nonsense. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that will just vote for this because they love their basic income that they get for free. They think, oh, this is great. I don't have to work. But it's all nonsense. It's all about controlling us and not having any part of it.
Yeah, they bought this. All young people. They think, oh, this is a good socialism. Will be everything for free. Everything will be nice. And what they doing this like this? My daughter also fell to this.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, my kids too.
Yeah, capitalists are bad. This will be socialism. Everything, no hunger, no needs anything. Everything will be perfect. but we already did it. We already had this in Soviet Union, and I know what is this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a government control, total control.
Yep.
Yeah, but what about Mercury? Is this dangerous or not? How do you think?
Mercury?
I still have this, old style Russian thermometer for measuring body temperature.
I don't.
This works on the Mercury, and they always told us, oh, if you break this, it's very dangerous. You can die from this.
You know what? I don't know, because I know that mercury in your fillings is very bad for you. So maybe it is toxic. I don't know, but I'm sure they're lying about something. As a kid, we used to break the thermometers all the time and take the mercury out and play with it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Maybe that's why I'm so crazy. Who knows? Maybe it woke me up. Maybe it's a good thing. Don't play with mercury because it'll wake you up to reality. I don't know. If you asked me to eat a teaspoon of mercury, I would say no. So.
Yeah, but I heard the mercury, it's opposite, is good for us, but I'm not sure about this.
I don't know. You know what? That's another rabbit hole I haven't really considered. But without more information, I can't rule it out.
Yeah. And then also questions everybody asks, why such big lie? Who lie? Who behind these lies?
Yes.
When we start to seek the truth, we find this almost everything, like history, biology, chemistry, medicine, health, everything a lie.
Right
so
here.
We live like in matrix.
Right here.
Did somebody build this matrix for purpose, or things just happening randomly?
Right here. Why the lie? Can explain it better than I do. A whole bunch of videos they're well done, and they'll really make you understand why the lie. And I mean, it's so clear to you and I mean, they're trying to make us feel insignificant, make us feel powerless, make us feel godless, make us afraid of everything so they can control us. It's all about control. And they go to great lengths to control our minds. And if they can have us living in a heliocentric, nonsensical world, that's a scary place. And it's a place where you can't prove if there's a creator or not. And they don't want us in a situation where we can actually know without question that there is a creator. So they don't want us there. They hate the creator. They're trying to be gods themselves, and they can't. So they're trying to steal our free will. They're trying to steal control of our soul. And I'm not going to have any part of that. Why the lie? It's to control. It's just control. If you want to bring it down to one word, it's about control. And there's a lot of evil people in this world. People say, oh, you believe in the Illuminati? Well, look it up. The Illuminati is a real thing. And when it started getting exposed, they just changed their name. They went to become the Council of Foreign Relations, the Club of Rome. They just divided and hid in other secret societies. They're still here. They still run the world. And it's amazing. It's amazing once you look into it. I'm actually watching a video right now. I didn't get through the whole thing yet. It's called 50-year-old recording details the satanic New World Order. It's on BitChute. I'll send you a link. You can link it under the video, but it's a really good video. How 50 years ago, this recording is telling everything that's happening today. Okay. Everything that's happening today, Olga. And it was recorded 50 years ago.
Yeah, they tell their plans in advance.
Yeah.
They must tell us. Yeah, but
yes.
what I'm still like thinking where this matrix came from. Is this just randomly, or somebody created this for purpose? What do you think?
I mean, was it the devil himself? Was it a fallen angel? I don't know. All I know is the heliocentric system is the matrix. It's a lie. It's a prison for your mind. You've broken out of that prison. Isn't it amazing here? Have you walked in nature lately? Amazing, right? Totally different than before, right?
Mm.
Have you walk outside? Even are you in New York City?
Yeah. No,
so when you walk down the street, you can see the NPCs, the non-player characters. You can see all of the people that are zombies. Now, that's horrifying, but it's also kind of interesting, right? Right? Yeah. It's also interesting. Like, and now it's so amazing. Like in New York City, like I was down on Broome Street. There's like Tatarian buildings down there. It's amazing. You can see the windows underground, the architecture, the giant doors, like all this stuff. And I'm like, wow. And it's right there in front of your place, right in front of your face. It's everywhere.
Yeah. I'm in Long Island, actually. Yeah.
You're in Long Island, all right, but it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Did you find out about the meetup through the Friend Finder, or did you hear it somewhere else?
Yeah, Friend Finder. Yeah, I have you up. Yeah.
So you got the message about the meetup, and you came.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I wrote some other flat earthers also from Connecticut.
Nice.
We talk with Long Island.
I have a new update, and hopefully coming out tomorrow. Let me show you. When you go into the Friend Finder, when the dots populate, you can now see, this is just one of the things, who filled out a profile. A lot of people are like, let me see profiles. So if you look, you see some of these icons have little people in them, little chat heads. It might be hard to see here. Let me make it a little bigger. So you can see who's new, who has a profile filled out. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that's going on. And that way you can kind of see who's there. And then also your icons are going to change as you refer people. So let's say you see somebody that has a yellow shark icon. Well, then you know that person's very big into the flat earth. So you want to reach out to somebody, you want to do a meetup. Hey, you reach out to a couple of people that are like, hey, this person's very active. And you could, create a meetup, do whatever. It's going to be a lot of fun.
What these numbers means, 10 plus or 20 plus?
Those are, so when you tell people about the app, when they sign up, you get a little your app will do a little animation, and it'll tell you right now, I have five referrals because we're testing. So 5 different phones said, hey, sign up. I said, sign up, and they signed up. So I have 5. When I get up here, my icons will change as I get more and more. So this is my referral number. So when you install the app, the first thing it says is, do you have a referral code? Yes or no? You can say no and just install it, or you say yes, put in the referral code. And if I hit the little share icon, I could say, all right, let me send an email, and the email will populate, and in it will be this ad that they can click on with my referral number. And that way, when as things move forward, and this grows, and I'm looking for people to hire, perhaps I can see like, oh, look at this person, they've been very active. Or when I could see, hey, this person's got 20 referrals, I might be able to send them cards, because what's more fun than waking up other people? So I can send out, I've been doing that, but it cost me $20 per box with shipping to get a box of cards to people. Right? That's unsustainable. But if I see, hey, this person signed up 50 people, let me send them some cards so they can sign up 150 more. Right? Because nothing's more fun than making a new flat earther, right?
Yes.
Right? I mean, if you're out randomly talking to somebody in a coffee shop, aren't you waiting for the topic of flat earth to come up? Aren't you waiting? Aren't you like looking for the opportunity to ask them about the globe? Right? And then if it does come up and you have a conversation, that person wakes up. One, you just made a new friend. Two, you just freed somebody from the matrix. You just unplugged them from the matrix. Okay? I call these karma points. All the points that you have in here, I have 5 karma points because for 5 people, I got to get the app. All right? It's not about selling apps. It's about waking people up. And right now, we have enough people where if everybody started doing this is over in just a couple of months. We'll have so many people that so many minds will be thinking about it that it'll fill the conscious field, and then everybody will wake up. It's called the tipping point, right? Right now we have 54,000 people on the Friend Finder. Okay.
Yeah.
54,000 people. That's what this is what it looks like. It's crazy. Right?
Yeah, it's growing very fast. I see like every day, like few hundreds people.
Yeah, it's growing faster and faster. But the thing is, if you understand how these curves cause, they go up, 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 and then they just literally hockey stick straight up, right? It's called the tipping point. There's a book called The Tipping Point about how things take off. We are at the tipping point. 2022 is the tipping point. April 22nd is Flat Earth Day, used to be called Earth Day, but we're taking that over too. It's Flat Earth Day, April 22nd, and The Next Level, that's the name of the movie, The Next Level by Hibbler Productions is coming out. And he says it's going to be a really good one, better than the first level, and I love the first level. So that's coming out. People share that, share the app, share whatever you think will wake people up, and then we could free ourselves from the matrix. If your friends are in the matrix, it's hard for you to operate freely outside. So you need to wake people up. But just like they say in the movie, that some people aren't ready to be woken up. If they're not ready, you leave them and you move on. You go to the next person, because eventually they'll wake up. They need more people. A lot of people say, you know what? I'm not going to be a flat earther because I'm 1 in a million, right? I want to, but now I'd say flat earthers are 1 in 10. Right? Maybe, and soon it's going to be, it's just the numbers it's going to flip. It's going to flip. Right? And flat earthers are literally, we have the upper hand now, because if a flat earther is hiring somebody, they're only going to hire a flat earther. If a glober is hiring somebody, they'll hire anybody because they don't know about flat earth or not. Okay. Flat earthers only want to hire flat earthers. Flat earthers only want to work for flat earthers. So as it wakes up, the work pool and the same with dating, the dating pool is switching over to the flat earth side. It is.
Yeah, but it's very difficult to explain people. I cannot do it. I try to tell somebody, they always laughing and say this is stupid and you are not educated.
Well, so say here's something you could do. You could say, you know what Bitcoin is? And they say, yeah. Say, this guy is offering 3 Bitcoins. I'll split it with you if you help me. If you help me, just supply 1 proof of the globe. And then they'll say, oh, what about this and that? What you do is you go to the web button and you go to the full length videos right here. And the third one down is ODD's A Stranger's Guide to Flat Earth, 21 questions. Say they go over 21 proofs of the flat Earth, but I think they're globe proofs, and you watch it. They're all like 2, 3, 4 minutes long. And so once they start watching that, they're finished. You literally just got them. You just planted so many seeds in their head that they'll never get it out. And then let these videos explain it. Just say, help me. I'll split the Bitcoins with you. Just watch this, this one video with me or alone. Tell me what you think. Just, I need one globe proof. And they're going to go, what about blah, blah, and it's in there. And then what about Coriolis? What about toilet spinning? What about the seasons, right? And you go, oh, check out chapter 7, seasons, right? And it's only 3 or 4 minutes. And they'll do it. And that's how you do it. Because if you're not good enough, because you're speaking 2 languages, okay? And I can barely speak 1 language, right? And it's difficult for me.
Not barely.
Yeah, well,
very good.
so that's a simple way to do it. Just sucker them in, and say, help me. I want to win these Bitcoins. That's 150 grand. We'll split it. He's serious, right? And then that's how you become a flat earther. You know that you try to debunk the flat earth or prove the globe, and you're finished.
Yeah, it's difficult to make them watch videos because
I know,
most of them they even don't want to hear even, all this BS.
I know. Then move on.
Yeah. What do you think? I didn't want to touch this topic, but about Bible, what it says about the shape of the earth.
And again, in here, better than me talking about it, if you hit the web button, biblical flat earth right here, and there's tons of videos. Now, if you're a Bible believer, a Bible hater, a Bible agnostic, any of you need to watch these videos. They're phenomenal. And they're quite amazing. Now, I don't lead with the Bible because when I became a flat earther, I didn't believe in any religions or anything. But the Bible is all about flat earth. And there are some really good proofs in my mind, concepts, but watch those. And like the first one is one of my favorites. It's only 8 minutes and 30 seconds long by Matt Long. It's called Dear Pastor. And he makes a pitch to pastors about how come you can't see this. It's really good. Watch that. And then watch the next one. And then watch the next one. And you could spend all day. You can spend a week in this playlist. And it's all fascinating information. So what about the Bible? Don't need it to prove the earth is flat, but it sure does back it up.
Yeah, I always was thinking the Great Flood, how it's happened on the ball, how it's possible.
Right, it happens in the
water
container.
from all the sides of the ball coming from nowhere. This is
my tea needs lateral pressure to keep the water here, because if I lowered the side of the tea, it would just fall out because it needs lateral pressure to hold it in. Though the Great Flood needed Antarctica to hold it in. Right? The water, where'd the water come from? Space, right? It came from the waters above. There's ocean. The ocean above us is far bigger than the earth, in my opinion.
Yeah, on the flat earth, it's reasonable and everything you can explain, but on the ball, it's really ridiculous.
Absolutely. It's a scary thing to think that people in 2022 believe we live on a spinning space pair in a space vacuum. It's shocking, amazing, fascinating to think that people think about that, because the people that actually believe it don't think at all. They just believe. If you thought about it, your own thoughts, not your pre-programmed thoughts, what about drinking a glass of water on an airplane? These are all pre-programmed things. What about ships over the horizon? What about seasons? What about day and night? What about Aristophanes, right? These are all pre-programmed thoughts. They're not your own thoughts. Use your God-given mind. In the Matrix, when Neo gets unplugged and he's on the recovery table and they got all the IVs hooked up to him, and he goes, why do my eyes hurt? Morpheus said, do you remember what he said? He said, because you've never used them before. Right? When somebody new, when I go on a show that is thinks flat earth is stupid, but they're actually willing to listen, not an anti flat earth show, but a show that just thinks flat earth is stupid because they haven't looked into it. By the middle of the show, they go, my brain hurts. And I'm like, because you never used it before. Okay. We're taught to memorize and regurgitate. And in reality, that is not knowledge. That is just indoctrination.
Yeah. We had astronomy in the school in Russia, but now they removed astronomy from schools. I don't know why.
Because it's so nonsense. I took 4 years of astronomy. All right. I loved it. And I was so good at memorizing and regurgitating the stuff. I got A's in my classes. It was phenomenal. Right. And you know, I had access to a big telescope observatory on top of our science building. And one thing they told you, don't look at the moon because it'll hurt the mirror. I'm like, because it's so bright, it would hurt the telescope.
Oh.
Right? What?
It's funny.
It's so funny.
Yeah, we can look on the moon by eyes, but you cannot look on the telescope.
Right.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. So, anything else?
What else? Yeah, I think all questions done. Or do you want to say something else?
Yeah, I mean for those of you that are new, for those of you that think this is stupid, you have to look into it. And when you Google flat Earth, you only get the propaganda. That's why I created this app. The daily video every day. Just watch the daily video every day. Watch it reluctantly. Watch it thinking that Olga and I are stupid, okay? Because you will not be able to watch it for a week or 2 weeks without going, oh my God, these guys know something, right? Oh my God, you know, the Earth is not a spinning ball in an impossible space vacuum. Watch my videos. They're all linked in the app under interviews. Watch the archive videos. Hit the frequently asked questions. If you think you have a globe proof, try to get into that frequently asked questions section and see if your answer is there, because it is. All the stuff that you think, what about the 24-hour sun in Antarctica? That proves that the Earth is a globe. Well, there is no 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Watch the what about Antarctica button. It shows you, okay? Watch the lies. Ask yourself, why do you believe the Earth is a globe? Give me one reason. You can't come up with one. You believe it because a guy in a bow tie who lies told you. Okay? You believe it because you trusted the people to indoctrinate you as authorities, right? And some of them who taught you, they believe it too because they trusted people above them and they never checked. And when they do, they're like, oh, well, somebody smarter must have an answer for that. Okay. Once you free yourself from the matrix, this world is amazing. This world is completely screwed up right now, but it's amazing to see. And those that can't see it, that's horrifying. I would hate to be that person. There's people walking around there right now thinking everything's fine, right? They're blind. They don't see. I'd rather see a messed up world and know where I'm going than be lost, you know, in zombie land.
Yeah, government take care about us and everything will be good.
Yep.
And what do you think about this politics?
The politics, it's all nonsense, right? You got buffoon Joe, who doesn't even know where he is, doesn't know anything. You got Obama, you know, who's probably running the country. Who knows? Everyone's waiting for Trump to come back. That's nonsense. That guy pushed the 5 ABCDEF and pushed the V warp speed. Okay. 2 biggest offenses ever. Okay. The whole election nonsense, right? Yeah. The election, I believe we broke the algorithm. So many people voted for Trump and they did all of this just to cause division. Okay. It's all nonsense. And anybody that mentions nukes is lying or an idiot. Okay. So when you hear nukes, you have to laugh. You have to discount that person. You throw the baby out with the bathwater on that one. All right. Because it's all complete and total nonsense. If you don't go listen to Crow 777 Radio, the no nuke version, the no nuke one from 053 and the new one that's coming out any day, you have to ask yourself, why are you afraid to look, because it might take away your desire to be, your need to be scared, right? But people have a need to be scared. People love being scared. They go to scary movies to be scared, right?
Yeah.
And if you remove nukes from them and food shortages and water shortages, what do they have to be scared about, right? People are addicted to being scared, right? Because they're also addicted to somebody saving them. You need to save yourself. And you need to unplug from the matrix to do it. And the matrix is the heliocentric system.
Yeah, we designed it to live on the earth, you know, and grow our own food, and we have plenty of water and wild foods. We have everything. Free
energy, free everything. People don't understand. Hey, Ola, this was great. Anybody listening, if you have a show and you want to have me on, flatearthdave.com, you can book me there. Just include a link to your show so I can just see what it's about first. And the app is there. If you don't want to get the app, that's fine. There's the Flat Earth Crash Course. Take that. It's just a whole bunch of videos, and you can't get through 3 of them without becoming a flat earther. So don't take it if you don't want to lose your globe, because you'll lose it. flatearthdave.com.
Yeah. How did you get this idea, create this app for
the app? So I here's what it was. I was talking to people about flat Earth, and I was like, I wish I had a model that I can show. And then I had like a video of, you know, the animation, and I had to pull it up, and like I said, you know what? I could make an app out of this, and I made the app for myself. And I show it to everybody, and they go, wow, where do I get that app? I'm like, well, I guess I could list it. So I listed the app, and then people started saying, wow, this is great. Hey, can you add this? Can you add this feature? And I started adding features, and it started costing money. The app was free. So I said, you know what? I'm going to charge $3 for the app. And the money started paying. I was like, oh, I could add this. I could add this video feature. I could add this archive. I could add all of these different things. And I keep adding more and more all the time. I have after this update, we're going to have some games, some flip card games where it asks you trivia. You can play yourself, or you can play with groups, and it keeps track of the score, and it's flat earth trivia, and it'll be fun. And I could, in real time, I could update the cards by adding more cards. You don't even have to do an update. It's really going to be a lot of fun. But I started doing that, and then it kind of grew. And so when you say where did it come from? I pulled it out of the ether. The creator gave it to me. Okay. Because this app is one of the highest rated apps in both app stores, the Google Play Store. And people love it. Just read the reviews. The reviews are great. You know, except some people have a phone that's full of memory. They're having an issue, so they'll leave a 1-star review rather than, rather than email support at theflatearthpodcast.com and quickly get the problem resolved. They do that, but even with that, it's still one of the highest rated apps in both app stores, and it's because people love it, and it's a great tool, right? It costs less than a beer. Okay. It costs less than a beer, half the price of a beer. And then you have it forever. The beer, you pee it away 30 minutes later.
Yeah. It's very fascinating. You can see everything, like how it's happening and everything. And what do you think about the future? What will be in 2024? How do you think?
2024? Who says we're going to make it that far? No. I keep saying that 2022 is going to be the year of flat Earth. The question is, will enough people wake up to stop the tyranny from happening that's happening? And I think it's already happening. I think it's already stopping. We will see, though. I think we're going to see in the next 6 months some crazy changes in this world, some crazy revelations. They could push this whole takeover back a decade. They could try to push it through before 2024, right? I don't know. I am only marching forward. I have a positive outlook on all of this. I think that we have an amazing future. I also think the world is going to split awake and aware people, and then the NPCs that are just going to march themselves right into these smart cities. So that could also happen, but I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of that, the NPC side.
Yeah. Do you think Trump is our solution.
No, I don't think I think the end of government is a solution. Okay. I think that Trump is, he had his opportunity. Maybe Trump was a good guy. Maybe, I doubt it. Okay. Because he was out there with the pedophiles and everything. And maybe he tried, and then they quickly just shut him down. They blackmailed him. They threatened him, whatever. And then he didn't do anything. And he's like, you know what? If I try to do something, it's not going to work and they're going to kill my whole family. Maybe that's it. You know, I don't know. I just don't think that politics is the way to get anything done. I think it's a way to stop anything from being done. I mean, imagine if we didn't have this overlying government, what the innovation that could happen. Free energy could be exposed, right? You know, you don't need the government for any of these things. Well, what about the roads? There'd be plenty of people that would be willing to build roads. Okay. I mean, all of this stuff, you know, the computer companies would still make computers, right? Betting companies would still make betting, right? You don't need all of this nonsense, all of this, you know, tyranny. You don't need all of this theft. Again, a lot of the solutions are on crow777radio.com. It's literally, if you have a kid going to college, don't send them to college. Just have them listen to 2 episodes a week, 2 current episodes a week, and 2 archive episodes a week. 4 episodes a week. That's his entire curriculum. And at the end of 4 years, that kid is going to be the smartest freaking kid, and I'm going to hire him. Okay. I'm going to hire him. It's because you'll know so much, and it'll literally free your mind to become what you're supposed to be. As you can see, I'm a big fan of Crow 777 Radio.
I know. No, I saw them a little bit here.
It's audio. You pop it in, you listen to it while you're commuting. If you're commuting to your slave job, listen. If you're working in a job, like I do a swimming workout at this club, and the guy at the front desk just stands there staring at the white paint on the wall, waiting to check people in, when he could have an earbud in, listening, educating himself, right? So if you have a job, you work on a factory line or outdoors, gardening, whatever it is, that's awesome. Plug in Crow 777 Radio, and you will become a completely different person from all of the information. You'll become so knowledgeable. It'll blow your mind, and life just gets more and more interesting.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Dave, for your tremendous work you do for Flat Earth movement. This is like incredible how much energy you have and how much time you put in this. It's just incredible.
I appreciate it, Olga. Thanks. It was great meeting you at the New York meetup too.
Yeah, thank you. But one more question. It's not nice, but when I see recently some guys in Flat Earth movement, they're just against each other. They're starting to fighting each other. This is why it's happening.
Yeah, some truth channels have completely lost their mind. They think that I'm a paid shill. That's crazy. They think that I'm here to take down the Flat Earth movement. They think that Alex Stein, who was on the show with Jaron and I, that he was an implant. We brought him in purposely to launch him into fame. All of that is just complete and total nonsense. All of this is organic. Just like you and I meeting, I'm on your show. Someone will say, oh my God, there's a Russian connection with Dave's on Olga's show twice, you know, and that it has to do with Putin. I mean, people have lost their friggin' minds. Here's the thing, Olga. I ignore them. They're beyond me. I forget about them. I forget about them. You know, these people use my thumbnail and my information to do 5-hour streams because they have nothing else to talk about. They make up stories about me standing on a ladder backwards. That means I'm a Freemason because I was sitting on a ladder because there's no chairs. Right? They make up nonsense.
It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. So here's the thing: ignore it, take the good, leave the bad, and do the best that you can do. Look, Olga, look at you. You're doing a podcast. You're spreading information about flat Earth. It's not that hard. You figured it out. Okay. Some people are like, I don't want to be on camera. I want to spread the word. Spread the word. You know, send people videos, hand them, you know, get some business cards, hand out my app, hand out a QR code to a playlist of videos that you like. You know, it's very, very simple to do. Anybody that wants to get cards for me, flatearthdave.com. There's a link, click it, downloads the artwork, and you could go to Vistaprint and get a $10 box of 500 cards and hand them out to people. Get your code number put on there. When you get the update, download the card, put your code number in, and then buy 500 cards. And when you hand them out, that way you'll get credit. What is that credit? I call it good karma credit. It's worth nothing other than other people knowing that you're helping wake people up, allowing me to see who's spreading the word. And again, a lot of people say, I'm in this for the money. I didn't get in this for the money. I had the money. Okay. I had a great job. I was making lots of money. Okay. I am not making lots of money now. All right. But I'm in this because I want a better future for my kids. I want a better future for me. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I started my channel about flat earth and all conspiracies.
Nice.
4 years ago. And I put some videos about health and natural health. And people just want about health. They didn't want to hear anything about flat earth and conspiracies.
They don't understand.
And I started about the health, but now I become back what I wanted from beginning, from flat earth.
If you're living in fear, spinning through space with asteroids and nuclear bombs, you're not in health.
Yeah.
Your body's filled with fear. Your body's filled with negative energy. You need to clear that. You need to know where you are. You need to reconnect with the earth system. And then there's some health. You got some other health tips. Awesome. You got to do all of these things, but the foundation of everything that is on a flat earth. And that's where you have to start.
Yeah. The stress is biggest problem for health. So if you stress-free, fear-free, you're already 99% healthy.
There you go. And flat earth frees you from the stress.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Olga, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dave, for your time.
All right.
Always interesting to talk to you. Hope we meet again and discuss some other topics.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Reach out. I'll probably see you at the next meetup. Are you going to Flattoberfest in October?
I don't know. In October will be again meetup.
No, not here. It's Flattoberfest. It's in South Carolina. And if you go in the app and you hit the
Flat Earth Conference, you mean?
The Flat Earth Conference, yeah. So if you hit the shopping cart, where's my shopping cart? It is. Am I not seeing my shopping cart? Huh. Maybe I moved it. So you go there and you go to scroll down and we see Flat Earth meetups in the USA. And then you click there and it'll take you to the festivals. I think that's where it is. Yeah. Flat Earth, it's in October in South Carolina. Big conference, big meetup, a lot of good times, 3 days. And check it out. Flattober, go to flatearthfestivals.com or you can find it in the app.
Are you coming also?
Oh, absolutely. I go every year. It's fantastic. Already booked my hotel. I'm ready to go.
Oh, great. Maybe I'll go also.
Okay. Oh, you'll have a great time. There's hundreds and hundreds of people. I think it's going to be really big this year. And it's a super good time. Being around so many awake people for 3 days, it's just wonderful.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. Okay, thank you very much, Dave, again.
All right, thanks everybody. See ya. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.